When you're on your feet all day, comfort is key, and that's why I recommend Vox golf socks to every golfer out there. Not only are they the most comfortable golf socks I've ever worn, but I've also seen measurable improvements in my students' performance since they started wearing the socks. Visit voxgolf.com to find out what these socks can do for your game. Hey everybody, Martin Chuck here, and this tip series is brought to you by Vox Golf Socks, powering your swing from the ground up. And we've got the hybrids out in the fairway woods, and it's pretty darn important to your game, aren't they?
It is important.
You know, so if you're a swashbuckling young tour player these days, you mash your driver 320, hopefully down the middle, and you have some sort of lofted club into every green and a mid-iron into par fives. Hate those guys, don't you?
I love watching it, but I wish I could do it.
You know, so the reality is we have to live in a place where, what do we need to do to play the best golf? Well, for most ladies and for senior golfers like me, getting a little slower, we're going to hit some hybrids from time to time. We have to be very functional hitting these shots. So Beth hit one for us. Let's see how we can help you.
All right.
You said you were struggling with these a bit, right?
I have been lately.
Okay.
So I've been using like a 5-iron instead of my 22.
Instead of the hybrid?
Yeah,
Okay,
and I know
well,
I'm losing some distance, but
okay, well let's see how you do. Let's take a look. Okay. So the little top shot, right?
Yes.
So typically when people top it, everybody says, well, Martin, you know, I must have lifted my head. Have you heard that before?
From others, yes.
From others,
yeah.
okay, and hopefully, you know, you've had some lessons from qualified coaches. In fact, I know some of the coaches have given you lessons. Yeah. That's why your swing looks really, really nice and only needs little mild refinements. But a top shot is typically, may I?
You may.
Come on over here for a second. So it's not necessarily where, you know, you lift up, because, you know, I can top it on command. So here's a top shot on command. And if it's really tricky, I can catch that golf ball, right? Now, if you watch me closely, my head's not coming up. So I'll top another one for you. Watch my head. Did my head come up?
Not at all.
Not at all, right? So why was I able to hit it a short shot like that? If you really want to, you know it.
Up here.
It's a little bit of arms and it's a little bit of club path.
Okay.
So we need like a pathway of success to hit these. So I'm going to grab a couple aim sticks and kind of explain this. So if I said, all right, this golf ball lives on the target line. So I'm going to put a target line stick right here that's kind of parallel to our practice T-square. And I encourage people watching this to kind of do the same. To say, okay, there's a pretty good reference for where my swing works. And in this situation, guess what we need this club to move on its circular journey into this kind of corridor of success right here with a bit of speed so that loft can make the ball respond. So when you set up here, let's get a nice structure of this lead arm, nice and long. Find this radius and tap, tap, tap the grass a couple times. Take a look. So when you look at your target and come back to the golf ball, I want you to feel like you've got a radius built in that you say, oh, yeah, it's comfortably long. It's like where the tippy tips of the green stuff are right there. Okay. Now in this behavior, as we hit this shot, we can gather up this golf ball with a bit of speed. I'll just chip one out there for you. You know, nice functional shot. So that ball was gathered up with the energy of my swing, the inclined circular energy, where I didn't take a big divot. The ball contacted the face, the loft did its job, and up it went. Agreed?
Agreed.
So come on in. Let's get you kind of organized with some structure in that lead arm. Let's enjoy the visual of how a club works. Back up and in a circle, can work down and gather up that ball. Not anything that gets a little too steep, because if it comes down too steep, guess what? There's the top of the ball. Okay? Give it a try. Let's see how you do.
All right.
Structure in that lead arm. It might even feel a little stiff, but I'll tell you what, that stiff feels, I tell you what, it's reassuring to me that I've got a radius. Take a look to your left. You look fabulous. Let that ball get in the way of your awesome swing. Okay, good. So what did we get there?
Got a little more loft.
A little more loft, a little more functionable shot that's going toward the green down there. Yep. Let's try for one more, shall we?
Sure.
I like that. So structure, the circle and the rhythm of your swing. And a swing's not straight back, straight through. It's an inclined event, inclined circle. So here's another ball. Let's see how you do. And you know what? I'm being mean to you. I'm making you hit these off the grass, but on the golf course we have to do that, don't we?
And usually for that shot, I just say, that'll run.
That'll run. No, you know what? Accept those shots. I'm highly tolerant of imperfect shots because I hit them all the time too, and they go toward the green. Amen. So nice structure. Take a look. Gather up that ball with your awesome swing. Okay. So that one a little bit off the toe. Okay. No big deal. So we're trying to have this sense of, you know, it's funny, we get in this zone, maybe we hit a shot, or, you know, we're like, oh, you know, what's going on now? Really don't try to fix it so much as Jack Nicklaus said, 90% of a shot is kind of determined by your setup. Really is. When you build in great structure and, you know, this math and the measure to the golf ball and get settled in here, now the rest of it is, okay, can I rhythmically kind of freewheel the golf club? So hopefully the middle of the club kind of catches the golf ball rather than the heel, rather than the toe, you know. And think about this club. It travels kind of on a, you know, it travels pretty flat for a little while. That loft, you know, obviously influences the ball. But while it's traveling, that ball pops off the loft and away it goes. So let's see how you do. You look great. Good.
So is the thought to stay kind of back online with this?
Yeah, so what you just did there was perfect. You know, you didn't zip it inside, you kept it kind of wide and long, and see if that feeling, the rhythm of that and speed of that can make the golf ball behave for you. Okay, cool. So we're gonna come back to this. So these shots are a little struggly for you, right?
Right.
Because this right hand of yours is killing you, because it starts off a little strong, just a bit, and then wants to go stronger in the face shots.
Okay.
So you've got, you know, and just as a coach, and when you leave me, I'm like, okay, this palm, again, like you're giving me 5 right there, that palm's got to be on there. It's going to feel, here's what everybody wants to feel. They want to feel that, like they got a cleaver, like a smasher, but it's not that. It's way more gentle in the fingers, because it's not about the power of holding it at address. It's about the swinging speed. And swinging speed doesn't come from kind of grabbing it like an axe handle. It comes from kind of holding it in the fingertips. Does that make sense?
Yeah, softer.
So free that up. Yeah, give me your good hands. Cool. So we'll kind of start in here. So let's come back to Beth's grip a little bit. So take your right hand away for just a moment. So that's perfect. Now when you put your right hand on, Beth, we want this to be on super gentle. And this thumb is relaxed over here. And I know that feels, you don't feel like you have control, right?
Yeah, it's a little different for sure.
Good. Give up control to gain control. We're swinging the weight of this thing around us with speed. We don't want to feel like we're kind of holding on in a death grip. We want to feel like I could take the oil can, right? And go ahead and kind of put that in nice and softly. So restful thumb. Let's see if we can swing this around us with some freedom. Gather up that golf ball with that freedom. Club off the ground just a bit. Good, and start from there. You look great. Cool, so that's free, a little bit toey. So what can we do? We can get a little closer to the ball, a little taller, maybe get the ball a bit more in the middle of the face.
Okay.
Let's give it another try. Cool, so great left hand. And then this right hand, see the valley of that right hand? That valley of the right hand cuddles that thumb.
Okay.
And this thumb relaxes over there. Fabulous, so a little closer, a little taller. Take a look to your left where the target is. Gather it up with some freedom and rhythm. I quite like the ball flight. Now the ball is going up in the air.
Right.
Isn't that what we're looking for?
It felt like contact too.
So the rhythm was great. Okay, so we get a little funk sometimes, safe to say, and then we start to what? Maybe try to control it a little bit.
Yeah, I do guide it when I'm struggling.
Don't we all? And so when you start to guide it, and Beth was certainly a little nervous. This was a club giving her a hard time. As a coach, I had to say, okay, let's take some of that, you know, squeezy, crazy grip strength out and relax. Even though you're not going to rip telephone books in half, you can still have a grip that's too strong. So we soften that up. She gets better results.